Is this Heather's link? Heather, you want to hit record? Oh, it's Kate's. You got it? Okay, there. Oh, it says it's recorded. Okay. So really quick intro, welcome. We are so excited that you guys are here. We are just going to dive right into all the questions that you guys had. Some of them were awesome, or all of them were awesome. And so we are looking forward to just sharing our love for this business with you guys so that you can fall in love with it as well, because it's changed all of our lives in so many different ways. And we just want to keep spreading this amazingness to all of everybody. And now is such an amazing time to be diving in. So let's see. The very first question, I am going to toss to Heather, and she's gonna give us a brief intro of how she got into coaching, or how long she's been a coach, her biggest misconception, and then how this business has changed her life. But all of the leaders, there's five of us that are going to be leading this. We're all just going to talk really quick, like 3 minutes max, about our stories. We'll cover those things. And then the question that Heather is going to answer is, how can we do this business without going on social media? And I think that's a really good question. So she's going to cover that, and also dive into, can you find people to work with and actually build a business without social media? I think that's an awesome question. So Heather, I'll let you take it away.
Okay, I might need to be reminded of all that I need to cover. No.
Okay.
And I'm going to nail this like under 2 minutes. So here we go. Hey guys, I'm Heather, and it's so fun to see all your faces and some of my clients on here. Hey guys. So real quick, my name's Heather Johnson, and I have been a coach for 9 years. And I started off just wanting the discount because I desperately needed it. I had no clue how to cook. I spent, I think, half of my life just being clueless. And so as far as like how this has changed things for me, you guys, I have the tools for myself, and I'm spreading that down to my children. And this is a legacy building kind of a movement. It's not kind of a movement, it is a movement. And that makes me so excited that my kids are going to pass this along to their friends and kids and so on. So did I cover all the questions at the beginning, Laura?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Yeah, and how this changed my life. Having the tools, and you guys, we are in our house. We are in our lake house right now. That is only from Beachbody's opportunity. I pay the mortgage on this, and I give to my brother in France. He's a missionary over there, and more. I cannot. I joined for the discount. I was just happy to pay off the formula for my kids, so it has blossomed into so much more. And I'm just so thankful to build memories here and to quarantine here in the middle of the woods. So, so as far as the question, this is such an awesome question because, and we get this a lot. Do you have to build on social media? The answer is you don't have to do anything that you don't want to do. But let me tell you that I feel like a really good mentor coach, we have a lot of mentor coaches. So whoever sent you here, they're your mentor coach. They're going to help you move forward. Our job is to hear what your needs are and to align your actions with that. So if you want to replace your full-time income, if you wanted to pay off mortgages or whatever, like a lot of those big goals, using social media is going to be a huge advantage. And I know like last night, Sindel killed it on one of our new coach training calls about social media 101. You guys, we teach you everything. We come from a successful team. All of those trainings are in your fingertips. It takes months, years. You guys, 9 years in, I'm still learning how to use social media. And anyway, we have the tools, so you don't have to worry about that. But there are a lot of people who love the one-on-one connection, and there are a lot of people who are personal trainers. I even have like a good friend of mine. She's a coach. She's a CrossFit coach too. So like, and she likes to use the performance line and offers them to her clients. But so to answer that question, you don't have to use social media. However, you guys, people are on their phones and their computers more than ever. And so you are your brand. And so again, we teach you how to do that, how to not just blast Beachbody links and be salesy, icky like that. In fact, you won't see Beachbody Coach anywhere on my social media sites because I want to brand Heather Johnson. And so people are going to, people already know, like, and trust you. And so it's kind of like, you know, when you have like a really good lipstick or a really good hair tool, you're like, oh my goodness, Kate, you have to, like, my hair curls and it's amazing and it stays in long. Or, you know, Katie, you got to go to this, like, this lotion makes me feel soft and it's natural. And you guys are like sold on that, right? You want to go buy those things. So it's the same with Beachbody products. We want you to get results first, and then you will get results. You're going to have accountability and all the things. So like when you're in communication with your warm market, like person to person, well, not right now because we're kind of quarantined, but that's how I got started. I didn't want anything to do with helping others because I was a hot mess. And 3 months in, I was doing all the things, drinking the Kool-Aid, doing the workouts. And you guys, like, I found myself again, and people were like, okay, what are you doing? And what, like, sign me up, because that's what happens. So it does start with person to person, but to branch out more, I would say go all in with the social media thing. I hope that wraps up kind of the.
Yeah.
And you guys in the chat box, use that to, you know, answer any questions. This is like a totally casual coach conversation.
Yeah. We have about eight questions that people asked on the form, but there may be something that we maybe don't cover. So if something is, you know, burning in your brain, feel free to put it in the chat box, and then we'll open it up at the end for questions too.
Yeah, and they said, you know, can you find people to work with and actually build a business without social media? Yes, I mean, you can. You can do that. It takes time. We give you the tools. I think that's kind of was maybe covered. I'll let my dog out.
All right, all done? Or you have?
I think so, unless anyone has any questions about.
Yeah,
that.
I agree.
You know, like, a lot of people. So if you have even like 12 people that you know, 8 to 12 people that you know that wants to do this with you or sign up the same way you guys got started, that's like a really that's setting the bar at a good, I don't know how to say it, that's like a diamond coach. And so a lot of people want to get to that starting point, basically to build a solid foundation. You guys, we know a lot of people, and so it's just a matter of finding out like what your message is and what you're inviting to.
Yes. And we use social media like our kind of like a commercial. And it, like Heather said, we teach you how to do it. And there's so many people that I never would have met if I wouldn't have been on social media. So it's more of a blessing than a curse in my opinion. And we teach you how to use it the right way. So
yeah, absolutely.
Okay, moving on. Katie Patterson, your question is, I see people posting throughout the day. On average, what's the time commitment, especially if I have a full-time job and or a family? And I thought this was a perfect question for you. So don't forget to tell us a little bit about you and then dive into that question. Oh, you're muted. Hold on. I can't unmute you.
Okay. Excited to be here. Hi, everybody. I'm glad I got that question. I have been a coach now for almost 5 years. It blows my mind. I suffered really badly from irritable bowel syndrome for more than 15 years, and I was not healthy. I had a white blood cell count of a 2. I had fallen into a depression as well. Not my normal personality whatsoever, but things just build on top of each other, and I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. And so I was lucky and I'll be honest, you guys, I was not a social media person whatsoever before I started this, but somehow it's by God's grace that I saw Heather, who you just heard from, a post about sugar and being addicted to sugar, and here I am, and I knew that I felt better than I had in after a month, better than I had in 15 years, and so I am a full-time career woman. I am the communications director for our state water agency. I have two kiddos. One of them was a preemie and was born weighing pounds 7 ounces, and we have a farm. And so I commute to work 45 minutes one way. And so I am a full-time career gal. And so my biggest objection was, I had two of them, but the biggest one is I do not have the time to do this. And Heather shared with me that surprisingly, throughout the day, you do have little snips of your day that you can work this business. And that's what I love about it, is that even when it feels like we can't take on one more thing, because I didn't think I could, but actually here I am, and I am able to do things that I never thought possible. I'm able to go see places I never thought possible just by, for example, I'll give you a little bit of my day. I get to work early in the morning because I carpool, and so I may spend 15 minutes connecting. I'll post and I'll connect a little bit. Over my lunch, I may spend 15 minutes or so before I get home. Like when I get into my car after the carpool and before I head home, I may answer a couple questions, and then before I go to bed. So if you could very easily, in an hour a day, on top of taking care of yourself, you can fit this in. And you might think you don't have an extra hour, but you'd be surprised how much you do, actually. So my second objection, though, was that I can't afford to do this, which is why I needed the discount. And I'm so thankful that I did say yes. So did I answer any more questions? You make it, the best part is you make it work with your schedule. We have gals who work nights, we have teachers, we have nurses, we have part-time workers, we have gals who work from home, who are stay-at-home moms. It doesn't matter what your scenario is. If it's important to you, you do make time for it. And we teach you ways to be efficient with your time too.
Yeah, it's so true. And I've heard it said that the busiest people are always like the best at this, because they know how to manage their time. But even if you're not, like, we teach you how to time management skills, and it is such a great just growth opportunity.
I find that so true. Whenever I'm busy or like have a crazy day, you're more likely to make a plan so you can tackle it and you fit it in. You know?
Yeah. Yes, so true. Awesome. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Question number 3 goes to Sindel. So your question is going to be, what do I actually have to do as a coach? And I'll let you talk about your story and then dive into kind of the basics of what we do.
Thank you, Laura. Okay, hi guys, I'm Sindel. I have been coaching for, I think this fall is going to be 6 years, which is kind of crazy. So quick little snippet about me. I was a labor delivery nurse for 10 years. I jumped in and started coaching actually while I still had that full-time job. Since then, I have kind of retired myself from that and staying home working this business. And I guess probably my biggest misconception of this, or biggest hesitation that I was like, I'm not doing this. And it kind of ties right into my question, is I really was like, people that do this are like sleazy, salesy people. Like, it's gross. It's yucky, right? Like, everybody thinks like you're just going to have to sell to your family and friends. And that's like, you're going to be that person, right? Like, that was like probably my biggest fear. And honestly, it was the fear of like, what would people think of me if I did that? Right? Like, I was terrified of what people would think. But long story short, I jumped into a boot camp group, which is the main part of what we do, you guys, is we host these challenge groups. Some people call them virtual. I call mine virtual boot camp groups. But they're basically a place that it's hosted virtually. Some people do them different ways, but we have some really exciting, you guys, BOD Groups is about to launch. This is a new platform. So like, we have awesome tools that help you hold these virtual boot camp groups. where you basically can help support and encourage your clients right there in one thing. So kind of think of like a Facebook group, but you're helping with their health and fitness. And it's just, there's so many awesome tools that go with it. So I was like a couple months in, had a major physical transformation. It had pulled me out of a postpartum depression, you guys. At that point, I had 3 babies and I was like at the lowest of my lows. And this totally changed me. It helped me prioritize myself. And Heather already said this, like she found herself. That's what I did too. Like I actually found myself, because sometimes I feel like, especially as moms, I don't know if we're all moms on here, probably not, but a large majority of us on here probably are moms. Sometimes we get so consumed with mothering that we forget who we are. And focusing on my health and fitness pulled me out of that. So long story short, I dived in because I was like, this is something I need to share with other people. And I just kept going. So that misconception of, I was like, there's sleazy salespeople, I found out really quickly, that's not what this is about. It's truly like that first boot camp group, I realized, wow, you get an opportunity to connect and build these amazing friendships. And you guys, like our challenge groups are like the prime place to be open and vulnerable and honest and really get to share and connect with one another. So the major things that we do, you guys, is we host these boot camp groups. And as a coach, there's really important things that we do in order to build our business and actually get people into our boot camp groups. Okay. So one of the things that we do is we truly are products of the products. And most people, when they jump into something like that, they've probably already tried Beachbody, maybe they've tried Shakeology, something like that, and they have fallen in love with it. So we are products, and the products that we have tried these things, we have fallen in love with them. We are showing and sharing that these things work. And that's part of what we do, is we share our journey, we share the struggles, we share the triumphs. And that misconception of it's just all about sales, it really changed into, oh no, we're not sharing about this sales going on or this, we're sharing about our struggles and sharing our journey. And then we invite people to jump in with us. And that's really the main things that we do, to really just help other people get through their struggles that they're going through. And I think when you find something that you love, it's really, really easy to share those things. So I think that covers what I was wanting to talk about. Does that cover it, Laura?
Yeah, I think so.
Perfect.
Yeah, and if you have any, like we said, if you have any other questions, put them in the chat box, and especially about what we do, because I know that sometimes it's a little vague. And I mean, basically, I just tell people we're like professional friend makers. We just go connect with people and see if they want to do this with us. As simple as that. Okay, moving on. Question number 4 is for Heidi Woodall. Thank you, Sindel. So the question that you get to answer, and tell us a little bit about you first, but I'm worried about giving people health advice when I'm personally struggling and still learning, or maybe not at my goal weight. What would you say to someone who has that question?
How fitting for me to answer this question. I'm Heidi Woodall, and I have been a coach for almost 7 years. And this opportunity fell into my lap when my upline sponsor, Laura, posted about a workout program from home. And I would say, hopefully, for the most part, an recovering overexerciser, binge eat overexercise. And so that was a large part of my story for a long time. And what I now know, as I look back over the course of the last 7 years of my life, God knew that I needed this community and these people and my coaches, downline coaches, and my clients in my life, so that I would keep moving forward. Because what you are going to discover on this journey, and this is going to speak to this question a little bit, none of us fully arrive ever. That's not the plan when you're here. The plan when you're here is to continually be growing and learning and sharing. And so I have shared over the last 7 years, and I had to write a list because it's crazy, stupid, ridiculous. Binge eating, chronic fatigue syndrome, chemical detox, fibromyalgia, panic attacks, depression, Epstein-Barr, chronic pain, vertigo, diastasis recti. And we're not experts on that. But what you do is you have this amazing opportunity to be a light to people around you who are struggling with the same thing you are. And you don't have the answers, you're sharing what works for you. So what I used to do by running 7 to 10 miles a day because I didn't feel good about myself became shorter workouts. I'm so strong right now and it's crazy. And so it's a replacing of poor habits from the past with new habits. And I'll be the first to say that I still have things to work on every cotton picking day. And that's the beauty of authentically sharing who you are and what sucks in your life right now and what you're doing to overcome that, and how this community and the support and the tools help with that. And you use the tools that work for you, and that's the beauty of it. There are certain things that are going to speak to you as a person, and that's what you talk about. You're authentic in what you're sharing because it's you, it's your story. Authenticity through the struggle is what draws people in. And so you don't have to worry that you're not there or have arrived or have it all figured out. That's the beauty, that's the story, that's what people want, that's what they're looking for. And so that's, and I'm going to use the word from therapy because I've done that in my life as well. But what I find at being a coach is very cathartic. So I have this ability to share posts and share my struggles by writing about them and by talking about them in my stories. And all of a sudden, that's healing for me. And in the process, it's so healing for so many others. And it's not surprising to me why much of my team is people who have very similar struggles, you know, strange illnesses that they deal with. And so you are going to find people when you're authentically sharing about your journey that are just like you. Believe it or not, there are hundreds of people just like you looking for someone like you that's going to show them that regardless of what's happening in their life, you can take a step and you can have some routines that are going to help you to just move forward. And I am thankful, so thankful that this is a part of my life. And I'm just very blessed to be able to be a part of this community.
Well, we're blessed to know you. And it's so true. Like people, it's all just about relating to other people, and no one can relate to perfection. So yeah, this is just a journey, and we get to share it and share all the ups and downs. So I love how you answered that. Okay, I actually get to take this next one. So I'll tell you a little bit about me, and then the question was, what are the costs to be a coach? And then I threw in this extra one because nobody asked it. How do we actually make money? Does anyone care about that? I know when I first started, I actually didn't, but looking back on it now, because I had no clue. I didn't even know. So my story starts with just not being able to, not having the drive to get to the gym. And I was just feeling icky, and I've always been in shape and an athlete, but I just never found that inner like desire to work out, and it just didn't like bring me joy. I mean, maybe that sounds like some of you, but I found Shaun T. A friend lent me Insanity, and it changed my life, and it changed me from the inside out. I did Insanity for 6 months, and then my coach saw me posting about it on my social media, and she's like, hey, I saw you've been doing Insanity a lot. Did you know that you could help other people? And I've always wanted a job where I could help people in some way. And this it was like God just opening the door, and it just was perfect. So I've been a coach for almost 8 years now, and it has, like I said in the chat box, it's changed it's changed me as a person and changed my entire life. It's not, I always imagined myself in corporate world, 9-to-5 job, and this opened my eyes to just all of the possibilities and potential in myself and potential in this business, and how we can just pour into other people and help them realize that life is so much more than, what we think a lot of times. So it's changed me from a shy, super introverted person to I'm like slightly extroverted, but it's made me not as insecure, and it's like I said, it's changed me from the inside out. So the question, what are the costs to be a coach? So the only required cost is a $16 monthly fee. And if you are military or you live in North Dakota, and someone correct me if there's any more, but if you're one of those two things, that $16 fee is totally waived. So if you are active military, or your spouse is, or I forget if it's, I think National Guard too, the reserves, your $16 fee is totally waived. So that's the required cost. Obviously, if you're going to be talking to people about these products, you will want to be using them yourself. And so recommended costs are obviously, like, if you fall in love with Shakeology, using that every single month. I mean, and a lot of people are like, well, I don't want to pay for Shakeology every single month, but I haven't paid for Shakeology since my first month in the business 8 years ago. So that's one of the very first goals that we have for you is, and we will help you achieve, is learning how to pay for your own products right off the bat. So you don't even have to worry about that. But using those products every single month, fall in love, and you will fall in love with something. Shakeology, I know so many people love Energize, the Recover. Those are the three that I use most frequently, but Beach Bars are amazing. We have Boost for the Shakeology. There's like so many different products that you can choose from. But those are the recommended costs. Yes, collagen is another one that people really love. So the cost is really just that $16 fee, and that covers your websites and customer service. So you don't have to do anything with that. You don't have to stock products. You don't have to have parties if you don't want to. And then at sign up, there is a $39 sign up fee. But if you have purchased a challenge pack, if you sign up with a challenge pack, that $39 fee is totally waived. You don't even have to pay that. So it's a win-win. I think you can try some new products, or if you've never tried Shakeology, you can get a challenge pack or a completion pack. And that $39 fee is totally waived. Or if you have purchased a challenge pack in the past, you can fill out a form after you sign up and pay that $39 fee, and then they'll reimburse you for that $39 fee. So the cost to start up is so low when you compare it to starting up like a sticks and bricks, like small business, or even any other company. You know, it's pretty low entry. So those are the costs. I think I covered all of that. Feel free to correct me if I forgot something in the chat box. And then I'll really quickly touch on how we make money. Basically, there's two different ways that we make money. One is through commissions on products that we sell to other people when they join us. So that they range between like 25% commission and 40% commission. And so that's one way, is the commission. And then the other way, which is the cool, I mean, they're both really cool, but the really cool way, when you start to build a team, Beachbody actually gives you bonuses for teaching your team and the people who join you to do what you're doing and to work alongside you and run challenge groups and change people's lives. They actually reward you for mentoring your team and for growing your team. And there's like 4 other types of bonuses as well that they will pay you. So those are the 2 main ways, and I'm not going to dive any deeper into that because it can get kind of complicated. We don't have all night, and I think we need to move to the next question. So I was going to say that there are so many different incentives and travel opportunities as well. So many of us have traveled to Mexico and Dominican Republic, and I mean, we have our annual convention every year that we get to go to and see each other in person. And these events are so amazing. There's the incentive trips, like I said, and then every 3 months there's prizes that you can earn and so many different things. So that is really fun as well. Okay, moving on. Katie Cruz, you're next. Tell us a little bit about you, and then your question is, what do the first 2 to 3 months look like as a new coach? How do I get started? What resources and training are provided?
Thank you. Hey guys, I'm Katie Cruz, and that question is perfect for me because I'm actually in my 3rd month of coaching. So thank you guys for inviting me to be on this call. It feels so nice to be part of the team and taking on some of the leadership opportunities. So I am a mama of 2 girls. I have a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old, live in Virginia. I'm a special education teacher, and I started coaching in January, but I began my journey last May. And at the time, I was really struggling with my 2nd bout of postpartum depression and anxiety and was in an extremely dark place. I had followed my wonderful upline coach, Kate, for about 2 years when she randomly messaged me, not random now I know, but it felt random to me at the time, one day to ask if I was interested in the boot camp. And I took that as a sign that I needed to do something to take care of myself. And at first I kind of thought it would be a 30-day thing. It would kind of get me up off my feet. I would be feeling better and then do my own thing. And once I joined, as you guys know, the accountability and having that sense of belonging and knowing that there was true value, I was hooked. And right away I started to wonder, hey, could I actually do this? And I kept telling myself I wasn't ready to be a coach. And that honestly was my biggest misconception, that I had to wait until I had perfected this transformation to be an effective coach. And now I know, as many of the others have shared tonight, when we lead through authenticity and we are transparent and vulnerable, that's when we make the best connections with people. So I am so glad that I finally said yes to it a few months ago. And I wasn't ready then. You're never ready for anything. Everybody says you're never ready to have kids or buy a house. Just like when I started teaching, that student teaching experience didn't completely prepare me for the actual real thing. Doing it does. So take the leap if you're considering it, because it was the best thing that I've done probably in my life, other than marry my husband and have my baby. So as far as the first few months go, and I saw a question before about, oh my gosh, being overwhelming. And I think it was Sindel on one of my first calls that called it the O word, like, don't even go there with being overwhelmed. It's okay. So I tried to strike that from my vocabulary. It is a roller coaster in the beginning. I won't sugarcoat that. You know, you're trying to take in a lot of information. However, the ladies on this team are stellar at what they do in supporting you every step of the way. So I have about 6 things that I just jotted down that I know have been really crucial for me. So I'm just going to go over those pretty quickly. One thing that is fabulous is that once you become a coach, you don't lose your coach. You still have your upline coach forever. They're always there to support you one-on-one and help you set personalized goals based on what you want to do with your business. Another misconception I had in the beginning was that I'd have to kind of like meet certain criteria to stay on a team, and that's not the case. While there's, you know, tough love at times to help inspire you to do what you signed up for, to help people, you get to set your own goals, and that continues with support from your upline coach. There's also monthly mentorship groups that you can be a part of that are very helpful with resources and calls and support, just accountability piece, and that's where you start to make connections with other coaches. And on that note, having a success partner within the team, it has been just the next biggest jumpstart for me. My success partner, Sierra, and I really are starting to inspire each other to think outside the box. And we actually run our challenge groups together now. You can co-lead those groups with your upline coach or with other people in your team to kind of get an idea of what to do. That was probably the thing that scared me the most at first. And it honestly, it comes naturally when you are wanting to just share with others what worked for you already. So you'll have that support with somebody on your team if you're not ready to kind of start it on your own at first. The coach office that you'll have access to also has so many resources, and you guys, they're actually pretty good. Like a lot of the development videos and things like that coaching fee, that $16 a month, gets you access to so many things that are really, really helpful in setting up your business. And then if you're following some of the Facebook groups like Beachbody Champions or Team Coach 411, they will constantly share information to help you kind of know what's going on, what you can start to think about for future product launches. And then every week there's a national wake up call that is out to all coaches where you can tune in and listen. So it's a lot, but you have to schedule it in. And that's what's worked for me, is kind of setting this up more like a business and having my pockets of time that I think Katie talked about before. I also like work full time. Right now I'm at home, so the lines are a little grayer, but I used to constantly use that time in my car before I would get home, or like on my lunch break at work to pick and choose. Okay, I'm going to check into this group now. I'm going to listen to the national wake up call while I'm putting my makeup on and brushing my teeth. And it truly is not that overwhelming once you start to realize that what you're doing is helping others. It becomes so worth your time. So you guys have got this, don't worry.
So true. Such good points. Awesome. Thank you. Okay, Kate Noble, you get the next one. All right, your question is, how long did it take you to become comfortable with all of this? So tell us a little bit about you and then dive into that.
Hi, guys. Well, I'm Kate Noble, and I had a lot of the same misconceptions as a lot of these other coaches. I now am, when I started as a coach, which was about 7 years ago, but I actually started officially coaching 6 years in. I signed up for the discount. I was just married. My husband was in the military. I feel like it was a perfect storm of my wellness was like really bad. Nutrition. I had some terrible eating habits. I worked out. I was kind of doing like Heidi, working out like crazy, but like my nutrition was terrible and I would be binge eating. And then I'd try this crash diet and I could not make a change. And I felt like I was at a point in my life where I was like, I guess like obesity runs in my family. So I guess maybe this is just how my life is going to be, until I followed these crazy people on social media and they were posting their workouts. And I was like, I'm just going to like try this because they seem really happy. And I did. And the perfect storm is that at the same time, I was also really not fulfilled at my job. I was like thinking, worked in marketing. I was thinking about going back to school for nursing to become a PA. I ended up deciding to go to law school. And about a week in, I was like, what did I get myself into? I left law school, and I finally was like, okay, maybe I'm just going to dabble with this coaching thing, because I have said for the longest time, I want a career where I feel like I have purpose. And I want to help people. I want to change people's lives, not by like, you can change people's lives in any job, but I wanted something that I could like really feel it and really see it, that I got passionate about. And so my biggest misconception was that I needed to have like a JD or be like this career in order to be successful. And I worried about what other people would think if I went, what is that? Balls to the wall with coaching. I don't know why that just popped into my head, but whatever. I'm going to run with it. If I just like went all into coaching, I worried so much about what other people thought. I mean, the reason I went to law school is because I wanted to be like seen as successful, not because it was necessarily what I wanted to do with my life. And so this goes in perfectly for the question that I have, like, when do you start to feel uncomfortable? And we spend a lot of time in personal development, which you'll learn, like you should read 15 minutes of personal development every day. Life is lived in the uncomfortable places. If you want to have a life that's like crazy, amazing freedom and where you're challenged and you're driven, like you're going to have to get uncomfortable. And this is uncomfortable. You are sharing on social media things that you probably never thought you would share, but you guys, it feels so good. It feels so good when you let go of what other people think and you grow in your confidence and you think instead about yourself. Like when you're posting on social media and you're like, it is about me. The story is about me, but it's about who I can help. It's about who out there needs this message, who needs to hear from me. And when you get that message, and I like get teary-eyed thinking about it, like with the first challenger that I had, when they were like, you changed my life. And I was like, well, you changed your life. I didn't do it, but I had an impact in that. And there was no other career or volunteer effort where I necessarily felt that. And dang it, if I can get paid for this as a job, I'm going to put more time and energy into this, even though it's going to take a little bit of work in the beginning. It is so worth it. It is so incredibly worth it. And getting uncomfortable, I still am uncomfortable today when I post some things and when I'm sharing, and even inviting people that are scary invites. But it feels good, right? Because life is lived in the uncomfortable, and you're going to grow through it.
Yes. Preach.
Yeah. Okay.
So good. Okay, let me close this. Yes, I totally agree with all of that. So true. And it's Katie just said, it's selfish to not share something so amazing. And we don't ever want to become comfortable in anything that we're doing. And I think that's the biggest change too for me, is like the mindset change, like the personal development that we've done. It helps you see that failure is not final. It's about getting uncomfortable and pushing through to figure out, to see your own potential and to make a difference in other people's lives. Okay, Heather, you get to answer. What is the best way to explain to someone that this is not a pyramid scheme?
Yes. Okay. So mostly when people have asked before, like, is this a pyramid scheme? Like, you just sign up a bunch of people and, you're successful. I ask them, like, okay, what do you mean? What do you mean? This is a pyramid scheme? And they don't really know. So I always turn it around and people will be like, oh, that's interesting. What do you mean by that? And they're like, well, I don't really know. So here's the thing. Here's my honest answer. So basically our business, this coaching business, is structured with binary teams where everyone can make a great income and build a business no matter when you sign up. And so there's no like top of the pyramid here. If you want to make money as a coach, you have to help people. And I love that compensation plan, because you can't just sign up a bunch of people to become part of your boot camp and let them just die or just like leave them over here. You actually get to, not have to, you get to help them get connected with the tools. And that's what I love about our team. We have that in place. We have a smooth system to give you the tools. But I really feel like, so the reality is helping people feel better about themselves, that affects all areas of their life, physical, mental, all the things. That's not a scam. That's not a scam. And I wouldn't call it a scam. My life has been changed. That's not a scam. And bottom line is in what we do. So basically, here's the thing. Number one, focus on your journey first. Second thing, share your journey, which inspires others. And I'm talking about, be okay with the ups and downs as well. And then last thing, spread the word and help others to get results. That's it. It's that simple, you guys. It's that simple.
Yep, it is. I thought I would look up the definition of a pyramid scheme just so you can see that what we do is not. It's really quick. It's a form of investment in which each paying participant recruits 2 further participants, with returns being given to early participants using money contributed by later ones. That's not even close to what we do. So, and a lot of them that have gotten into trouble, they like require you to buy so much product. We don't do that. We don't have you like stock product and like have to buy so much when you first sign up. So
and one last thing before we hop into the next thing, and I know we're wrapping it up here soon, but if you sign up a bunch of people, through the years, like even like Katie, Katie's one of my coaches, Pedersen Ingalls. She could be more successful than me. I've been a coach for 9 years, and you're actually well on your way, girlfriend. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like there's no top down. It's really anyone can be successful, and you guys were stronger together as a team.
Yeah.
I mean, it's that community. So.
Yep.
And you're right. The pyramid schemes are actually illegal.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
All right. Last question is for Katie Pedersen Ingalls. And someone wanted to know if there were required meetings that we have to attend. You're muted, just FYI. There you go.
Katie always has like these really fun earrings. Where do you get your fun earrings?
My girlfriend makes them, and I see some and I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta see. So I do like big earrings, girls. So meetings, you're gonna see that we have team meetings on Monday nights. We for about a half an hour we get together. For new coaches, they're getting together at 8, and then as our team we get together at 8:30. But I want to tell you, like, I have a gal who's a vet, and she wants to join our calls, but I swear every time she gets called out on an emergency, Monday nights. So you know what she does? She listens to that call the next morning. So there's lots and lots of meetings that you have to attend. And sometimes there are like tonight, we're getting together and we're sharing with you. I guess you could call that a meeting, but we're having fun. We love visiting with you guys and sharing what we get to do. So it's not something that is just stacked meeting after meeting after meeting, and we record everything. So, but we do love to see your lovely faces live when we do get together.
Yes, and I feel like when you do get the calls, oh, sorry, you were delayed a little bit.
Oh, you're good. I was reading a comment.
Oh.
You cut out again. I couldn't hear you. Maybe just type it in the chat. Dang, internet.
I was reading some of the chats.
Oh, okay.
Well, Renee, where are you right now, hon? Do you want to? She's Oh, no.
Jason, I can't get my video on. For sometimes it comes on, sometimes it doesn't. But
okay.
I'm here.
Hi. Yeah. So Renee is actually one of my coaches. She has been a coach for less than a month?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So what's your take on like all of this? Do you feel like you're drinking from a hose, or is it a good drink?
Oh my goodness. I could go on and on, but I just want to say that everything that all these ladies, anytime I've ever got on, they're so helpful. I feel like you guys have all the tools and resources for us to be successful. You guys have been doing it for so long. You guys have joined forces, like you said. And it's amazing to be a part of this. I'm so thankful for every single one of you guys.
Awesome. So glad you're here too.
So cool.
So
awesome. Thanks for sharing.
So that is it. Kate's going to wrap it up for us, and she's going to share just a couple other things, and then we'll be done. So if there's something we did not cover, put it in the chat box if you want to know. We're open books. We are willing to share anything with you guys. So if you have a burning question, let us know.
Yeah, so I get to wrap us up tonight and just kind of give you a quick, like, what do we do? And it's exactly what Heather said, like coaching in a nutshell. Number one, you work on yourself. You cannot pour from an empty cup. We all know that, right? So if you want to be successful in a business, it starts with you taking care of yourself and growing and being a product of the product, using those, sticking to a program. You inspire other people. And then you help people in challenge groups. You run a challenge group either with your upline coach, and then you gradually move into your own with other teammates. And then you move into growing your team. And that's when you, like Laura talked about, team cycle bonuses, or like not just commission, but that's another step or level of growing your business. And honestly, to me, this is the most fun. Like, I love working with other women that want to like change their lives and create freedom and build a business. So that's kind of that second phase of it, but you can start doing that right away. It's up to you, just like Katie said, your goals, your vision for this. You get to make it. And I had this pulled up, but I had like a message come through of a few statistics. So give me 1 second. I'm going to pull up. A lot of people, like, we're in a crazy time right now, right? This is a crazy time. And so there's this misconception that maybe this wouldn't be something you want to jump into right away. But I want to urge you to not think like that. People need you more than ever. And just a little proof of that, so you can see, like, Beachbody's not going anywhere. Beachbody is needed right now. What we have as coaches and accountability is needed right now. And then here's this image of the stats. So these are the statistics from Beachbody last month.
You can't see it though.
Oh, I'm just going to say it. Say it.
Okay, I'm like,
I had pulled it up for myself just to save time. 440,000 new subscribers to Beachbody On Demand just last month. There were a new BOD record of 795,000 workouts streamed in one day. 40,000 challenge packs were already purchased in April, or 40,000. March was, so April, whatever, this was like shared with us 2 weeks into April. March was 45,000. So like, they're already like surpassing what March did, and we're not even through April. There's a average of 1,000 new coaches every day, 18 million workouts streamed in March, and 92 new diamonds, which is a rank, like a rank that a lot of newer coaches shoot for in the first like 3 months of their business, of diamond, just last week. So we're growing. Like, jump in. This is the time. People need you, and they want you. They don't want me. They don't want Laura or Cindel or Katie or Heather or Katie. I mean, they are looking for you, or Heidi. So jump in. And I just kind of want to leave you with the fact that, like, let's say you jump in. What do you have to lose, right? Like, what do you have to lose? Either way, you're going to feel dang good, right? You're going to work on yourself. You're going to work on your nutrition, and you're going to make your own personal change. And then you share that with other people. When you jump in, starting May 4th, we have our next new coach mentorship program. So like, you have a little bit of time to think about it and talk with your upline coach. That's what you want to do next, or the coach, not your upline coach, but the coach that invited you, the person that invited you, and get in touch with them so that you can be ready to go May 4th. And like Cindel said, we've got new BOD groups launching. It's a perfect time to kind of jump into the coaching opportunity. And we would love to have you on our team. And you're going to get to see all of us in the new coach mentorship group. So you get to learn from all of us. That's a cool benefit of our teams working together, is you don't necessarily just get one, you get us all, which is pretty incredible. And that's the best part about being a team and a community. I'm so blessed to have all of these women in my life. I don't know where I'd be without them at this time, even not during this time. So you're going to get some awesome friends and a major life transformation. And now, are there any other questions? Feel free to pop yourself off mute, and we're happy to answer any of those. I know there might have been some questions that came in late that we didn't get to look at. I'll quickly just pull it up if anybody has any questions.
You know, the teacher in me, I did teach for 8 years before, you know, there's no such thing as a silly question. In fact, if you're thinking it, somebody else here is. So I'll give some think time. I'll be quiet.
Someone had asked that they're coming back as a coach to be more active. What's new? Oh gosh, there's so many new things. And that's the awesome part about Beachbody is there's always rolling a new product out. There's bod groups, which is like our challenge groups are going to be run in Beachbody on demand. So that's new. Instead of like, I mean, I think you meant this in like a great way, like what's new, but like, it's an incredible like company. They're always rolling out new products. So there's always something fun to share, and it's stuff that you need, that people want, like bar blend and 10 rounds boxing.
Yeah, even with you know, Beachbody's been known for a long time for their fitness. I mean, I was like, I feel like I'm a dinosaur of the group here. I did like the DVDs, and you know, they just had the fitness part. They did have Shakeology, which helped kick my sugar addiction. It launched it forward. But now, you guys, in the last like couple years, Beachbody has nutrition, and I feel like 99.9% of the human population struggles with nutrition. We have a solution for them. As coaches, we just provide the support. That those nutritional programs have changed everything for me. So that's really, that might be new to someone maybe who signed up 6 years ago, 7 years ago, because that happens. I mean, people come back, they sign up, and then maybe they stop doing the community thing, or they're like, wait a second, I missed that. I was happier with the team. I was happier being a part of things, and then they join again. So I think that's something to know too.
Can I just also toss in there that you get to choose what you want to share about? So like, let's say, and just because we know other people, but you have your own gym. You still should be sharing your gym. I mean, you don't need to be, you could just share the nutrition portion of this. Or let's say you love keto, right? Like, I can't do keto, but like you have something that you love that works. You can make Beachbody, and it's your business. You get to decide what you want to promote, or macros, you know, those kinds of things. Obviously, like there's so many amazing products, right? But you get to decide. You get to choose what you want to share.
So true.
I think one of the like newer things, you guys, is probably the fact that our value has increased, but the prices have decreased.
Yeah.
Like truly, like Heather was talking about signing up with DVDs. We paid that price for a challenge pack on one program.
Mm-hmm.
Now that price is actually less than some of the programs that we used to be able to get for one program, and you get the entire Beachbody collection. Like the goods that you are going to have to be able to provide to your clients is just insane. And I think that's why we're seeing more and more personal trainers, people that teach group fitness classes, different things along those lines, because they might already have a clientele, but they want to be able to provide a bigger spectrum of programs to their clients that they already have and expand. So you guys, the value has totally increased, but the price has either decreased or it stayed the same over the last 5 to 6 years I've been in this. And I don't think that necessarily is how it works in most businesses. In fact, we know it's not.
So true.
And we're expanding globally. So we're not going anywhere. Beachbody's not going anywhere. We're going to France this year. We're in the UK, Canada. Like they showed us plans to cover the whole world. So it's like an awesome time. I mean, we're always growing. There's, what is it called when the market is, people wonder if the market is saturated of Beachbody coaches. No. And I can tell you, I know a lot of people that also would say, my coach quit, right? And so that's so sad to me, because like you sign up with someone and you want to know that they're sticking around. And that's like, this business is, people that are successful are the ones that stick around, and they stay consistent in it. So
we ain't going nowhere. Awesome.
Okay. Was there any other questions, or should we take a photo and I think that was it, right?
That's another thing, you guys. If you join our team, we're kind of into just taking photos and